Are you mad? There is no justice in the United States. If Donald Trump is doing his bidding and starting a war, giving them the war they want, he can literally eat people live on national television and he will get away with it.
Hello everyone. So welcome to yet another wonderful episodes of BeInCrypto Podcast. Today we welcome Ray Youssef once again. As you all might know that Ray is CEO of NowOneSap, a P2P trading platform, and he's one of the OG of the crypto industry. So Ray, I must say that our audience loved last episode with you, and yet we had to welcome you once again to our show.
Thank you so much, brother. It's an honor to be here.
So, Ray, you are one of the most boldest person in the industry, right? That's why it is necessary to know about your opinions on the recent controversy around Binance. You have been running the Boycott Binance campaign since over a year right now. So, why should a serious crypto trader boycott Binance? Like, can you give three reasons for our viewers?
Simple. Because they've been robbing people. They've been robbing people since the start. They just recently stole over $200 billion at least from their traders. And it wasn't just fees off liquidations. They were directly counter trading against their users whom they liquidated. And they've been doing this for years. And this is what I've been telling people. All centralized exchanges do this, but the boldest one is Binance. They do it as a matter of practice. CZ has made hundreds of billions off of this. And this latest, and I've been saying this for a while, we started the Boycott Binance over a year ago in September. It started when I found out that Binance was seizing the funds of Gazans from Palestine, handing it over to the IDF with their KYC. Young man reached out to me. He lost his life savings, and then Binance sent him to the IDF, and his house got blown up, and he lost his family members. Binance ignored him, of course. I gave him a job, and Boycott Binance just blew up. They lost $40 billion because of that. And it wasn't just Palestinians; it was anyone with an Arabic or Muslim name. They were actually handing over their money and their KYC to the IDF, not just Palestinians, Syrians, Egyptians, Lebanese, even Turkish people. And I warned everyone, if we let them get away with this, it was not just going to be Gazans or Muslims. They're going to come after everyone just the same way. And guess what? It just happened. And it was the criminality was so blatant that no one could deny it. In the middle of a massive crash, the only thing that was flying high was BNB. And it just shows they have so little respect for the users, they're not even trying to hide it.
So, CZ and some of the Binance or BNB community members says that it's more like the spirit of community or the leadership of Binance, which has like put BNB at a very stable position. And CZ also said that the BNB chain ecosystem players took hundreds of millions out of their own pocket to keep everything stable. So what are your opinion about that?
The B&B players would take hundreds of millions out of their own mama's pockets. If anyone believes this line, you're a total buffoon. You hate your own money. I mean, this just shows how little respect that CZ and the Binance and community, the Binance administration has for their users. They believe they can actually get away with this guy. It's a complete lie. It's a total and outright line of complete and total horseshit, and it shows how little respect they have for their community. If you look at what was happening, my goodness, no, this was a completely artificial pump, and this is something that has been endemic to BNB since the beginning. But the fact that everything crashed, and yeah, somehow the BNB people decided this one time to rally and go against the entire. Are you kidding me? I mean, what kind of fool would fall for this? Look, Binance is desperate, right? They are scraping the bottom of the barrel, trying to pay the most scammy coels and key opinion leaders and influencers to try to put out this line that they are not scammers. And it is not working. Everyone is seeing through it. Entire communities are rising up. People have actually taken their lives because of what happened in the past few days. And the criminality were just too blatant. CZ is not going to get away with this. And I really feel bad for the guy, but not really. I warned him about this a year ago when we met. We tried to work together and he tried to offer me a job. I refused because I know what kind of guy he is. It's not just about centralization. And people accuse CZ and Binance of being CCP. Binance is not CCP, folks. The Communist Party of China would never be this gangster and criminal. No, CZ has aligned himself with Uncle Sam. Let me say that again. And the Trump family. And they're in on this together. If you're still coming out, oh, it's the Chinese, you're an ignorant buffoon. The Chinese are not this stupid, not this criminal, and they're not gangsters. But Uncle Sam is. And that's who CZ is working with.
Do you say this because of recent reports that Trump might pardon CZ?
Of course, not just that, but he served time in America. He served time with Uncle Sam, gave Uncle Sam $4 billion. The first thing that Uncle Dan said was, "Hey, you gotta, not just serve time and give us $4 billion, but you have to put a U.S. compliance monitor in the company." People that don't compliance know what that means. That means this guy actually runs Binance now. That's why you're having KYC every 2 weeks on Binance. They run the company. It's not the Chinese folks. It's Uncle Sam that runs Binance. And basically, okay, so really what Binance is becoming is the next FTX, or what FTX should have been. Because FTX was a state-sponsored PSYOP, basically, and it was supposed to burst when they wanted it to burst. But then CZ came and burst it first, and that pissed them off. So they came to him and they said, okay, you know, you ruined our plans. Our think tanks had that little egg ready to hatch, and you ruined it. So you're going to be our FTX, and you're going to implode and bring the whole industry down when we tell you to. But don't worry, you'll make a lot of money out of it. And of course, you're going to help us make a lot of money out of it too. And we're going to destroy confidence in this really still fledgling industry. Because that was the plan with FTX all along. So now Binance is literally the new FTX, but they're gonna burst only when they want it to burst, and they're gonna do maximum damage when it happens. When CZ burst the bubble on FTX, the damage was basically 1% of what the state planned it to be. Now they're going to use Binance as that. They're going to make that corpse explode right in our face. So
Do you think the history will rhyme and like Binance will meet the same fate as that of FTX?
no, it'll be way worse. It'll
Oh.
be way, way worse than FTX because FTX was popped prematurely. It wasn't even that insolvent at the time. What's going to happen with Binance is going to be a state-controlled demolition of the entire industry. Let me say that again. A controlled demolition of the entire industry right before our very eyes. And they're going to turn around to us and say, you really trusted this guy with your money? This Chinese dude who just got out of jail with your money after he blatantly robbed you all in your face and threw you some crumbs. You guys are a bunch of idiots. This whole industry is a joke. You must have wanted to get scammed. And they'll be right. They don't even feel bad about it because we're like, okay, well, we thought, we was going to give us a little more money and we get some B&B, blah, blah, blah. Come on, bro. They'll be absolutely right to do so. We will deserve the karma. It's going to be 1,000 times worse than FTX. This will be what FTX should have been.
Why do you think US might want to destroy the industry? Like, what would be their agenda to, cause a catastrophic crash across the crypto market? Why would US want it?
It's not just the U.S., it's who controls the U.S. The U.S. is just a zombie state that exists only to destroy Russia, China, and itself one day. That's what is going on. These people are not trying to serve their interests or the interests of the people. They're serving some interests that it's impossible for us to even fathom what their interests are unless we reference, biblical prophecy. But we're not going to get into that here. But the point is, cryptocurrency. I'm not going to get into conspiracy here, but believe me, conspiracy is what this is all about. That's what business runs business, right? They want to weaken all the state currencies. They want to usher in their own new global currency. For that to happen, there has to be desperation, poverty, and, a lot of instability and chaos. And what better way to do that than by bringing down the crypto market with a controlled demolition of the biggest exchange. Remember, the power in any economy, in any government, is who controls the volume of currency in circulation, the volume of currency. If you control the biggest exchange and you control what the price discovery by what those oracles say, then you control the volume of currency. And that's the power they have when they have Binance under control. So they actually want this thing, this loaded powder keg to blow. So then it can usher in massive confusion. And guess what? They're going to have their new monetary system and new financial system, the two separate systems, ready to go when that happens. This is what's going to happen. You're going to help lead the destruction of humanity. if you continue to be a Binance user. We need to step back away from centralized control, which has got us in this same mess in the first place, go to decentralized control, self-custody, all of these DEXs, and there's still, even among the centralized exchanges, there are reputable players out there. I have an exchange called No One's. I've never taken anyone's money. But I don't do speculation or meme coins. I do P2P, which is about the flow of commerce. But people are out there too into being a degenerate gambler, and it's not just going to destroy you, it's going to bring this whole industry on our heads. So shape up.
Do you think they will win against crypto industry? Like we've survived Mount Gox, we've survived FTX last year, survived the ICO bubble in 2017. So do you think this time they will succeed in bringing down the crypto industry? Because no matter what's the event or what's the crash, we always like recover and come back stronger. So in 2022, after the crash, there was like lack of institution. It was just crypto. It was mainly crypto bros investing in crypto, but we came back stronger. Now we have institutions, we have government investing in crypto. So do you think they will win against crypto industry?
You got to look at it as a game of inches. Every time they make something happen, they will have, a reaction planned for that or a solution to their reaction, right? 9/11. Before 9/11, you could go to any Charles Schwab office in America, in New York City, put some cash on the table, buy any stock without even showing ID. After 9/11, that changed. There's been, since Mount Gox and FTX, you've had the travel rule, you've got the Genius Act, you've got
Yeah.
Operation Choke Point 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. What do you think is going to happen when every reporter in America is saying, oh, this Chinese exchange blew up and took everyone's money? Oh my goodness. If you think all of this other stuff is bad, imagine that literally 10 or 100 times worse. They will lock down the entire industry and the whole world will split into two. And all of these current exchanges that are out there are going to have to decide, am I going to go dark or am I going to go over here, with the man? All that. They're all going to go with the man. And then we're going to be left with just decentralized exchanges. Some of them, not all of them, even ones like Hyperliquid will bend the knee to the man. They want to bring even the DEXs under their belt too. And DEXs aren't totally free. They still obey these, block lists. They still obey OFAC and sanctions lists. Then they're going to totally bring even the DEXs under their control. And it's going to completely fracture the entire industry, where only a few places like Silk Road will exist, and the vast majority of humanity will be under their control. That's what they're planning. So yes, things can move very fast. They make power moves, and we're just looking, a couple weeks ahead. They're looking at least 20 years ahead. They absolutely can get to a place where they can exert a dominant control effect, and they're about to get there. It's amazing to me that people don't see it.
So, in your opinion, will they make CZ a scapegoat and he will go to prison once again?
I don't know what's going to happen with CZ. I don't know what deal he has with the Trump family. I don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes there. But when I met CZ last, you know what I did? We sat down, we had a meal, we talked about a lot of things. But I gave him a copy of the Quran. And I told him, bro, you're going to need this. You should read it. Because you're going up against the forces of darkness. I don't think he took my advice. So he's playing the dance with the devil right now. So I don't know what's going to happen with CZ. I really don't want the guy to go back to prison. I mean, yeah, he's a horrible criminal scammer and all, but he's still an old friend. I hate to say that, but he definitely has karma coming to him. If he went to jail for 100 years, honestly, I wouldn't shed a tear. I really wouldn't. I feel bad for the guy, but man, he just robbed everyone in broad fucking daylight. He doesn't deserve to have a business. And even if Uncle Sam doesn't throw him in jail, and maybe he won't, it shouldn't matter. You shouldn't wait for the authorities to come and fix our problems for us. We are the people. We choose where to put our money, where to use our money, where to spend our money. Do not spend money with criminals. They have robbed us out in broad daylight and they're throwing us some crumbs and think we'll forget about it. If we let him get away with this, then the door is open on mass criminality. Consider that Donald Trump rug pulled his own users with his own scam coin that is down 95%, and his own wife did the same thing the next day, and his son sucked up a couple $100 million doing this Binance scam just in the past few days. You're letting scammers at the highest level literally rob you blind. If you let this guy get away with it and be like, okay, well, I guess it's all right, then you don't deserve to have them. and none of us deserve freedom. The stakes here are bigger than anyone could possibly imagine. So get your money off Binance. We can't take down the Fed right now, but at least take down the criminal that's right in front of us, digging through our pockets and throwing us crumbs to our face and expecting us to smile.
What Trump family is doing seems like a manipulation to so many people in crypto Twitter, right? So why hasn't SEC come after them? They should take action after them, or do you think like when the administration will change, or maybe when Democrats will come in power, there will be action against Trump family? What's your opinion regarding that?
And if people are still thinking, oh, what happens if the Democrats this or Republicans that, or maybe the SEC will step up and punish this? I mean, people still don't get it. The whole thing is a criminal enterprise run by gangsters. All of the United, they don't care. It's a huge cash grab right now. Was we're in the last stages of getting the United States into a war with Iran, Russia, China. They don't give a damn who's in jail or whatever. They just want everyone to blow each other up so a new nation state can take over. They're at that point in the timeline. None of this stuff matters. There is no rule of law. It's all just an illusion anyway. None of that even matters. They are thinking about a geopolitical, really spiritual playbook that they're playing out in front of us. And we're thinking, oh man, maybe justice will get some. Are you mad? There is no justice in the United States. If Donald Trump is doing his bidding and starting a war, giving them the war they want, he can literally eat people live on national television and he will get away with it. Understand this. He could eat someone. He could eat a child on national television and get away with it if he gives them their war. This is what people who know history understand. So everyone has to get that through their heads. If they're thinking, oh, justice will come, then you're a fool. I hope I didn't sugarcoat things too much, bro.
Yeah, that's the exactly response that we need, right? We need unfiltered, raw response from an industry leader. So yeah,
You
it
got it,
was
bro.
yeah yeah, indeed, totally. So since like how should like you say that people should withdraw their funds from Binance, so what next? I mean, if inevitable crash is coming, what are three steps that users need to take to protect themselves and to protect their funds? Because let's say we shouldn't hope of justice from SEC or any sort of government or stuff. So what would be the three steps that you would suggest for our viewers?
Get your money off centralized exchanges, put it into self custody. All right, learn how to do that. Okay, your savings definitely. If you want to do some money with trading, okay, keep that on some exchanges, but try the decentralized exchanges like Hyperliquid is a great option. There's more popping up every day. My exchange, no1s.com. It's a peer-to-peer exchange. We don't have leverage. So get off the leverage kick. Stop being a degenerate gambler. If you're doing 100x leverage on all these exchanges, you're better off going into Las Vegas, Macau, and putting everything you own on the roulette table while you're blindfolded. Seriously, you'll have better odds being drunk and high, bidding on handicapped midgets, mud wrestling at 4 o'clock in the morning. Seriously, get off the leverage. Stop fucking gambling. It is not cool. You are not helping yourself and you're only helping those people make money. Grow up.
Yeah.
There are too many degenerate gamblers that are really dragging down the entire industry. I spent 11 years building this industry as a means of exchange, which is what peer-to-peer electronic cash was created for. I'm here in Nigeria right now. Nigeria leads the whole world in cryptocurrency adoption, not as a means of speculation, but as a means of exchange to circulate money, to grow wealth, increase commerce. That's what it was invented for. Not wrestling on homosexual handicapped midgets at 4 in the morning with their last life savings. That's all
Fair
you got to
point.
do. So
So, let's say 100x leverage is risky, right? But what if like people want to trade responsibility with 2x leverage, 5x leverage? Where should do they move their funds to alternatives like Hyperliquid? What should be the step forward for them?
you try Hyperliquid. It's a good product. It does USDC. I mean, it's a solid system. But look, any leverage is bad. If you're going to do 2x leverage, next time you're going to try 4x leverage. Next time you're going to try 10x leverage. Next thing you're doing something you never thought you'd do for your next meal. Understand, leverage is not cool. It is basically gambling. Just play with spot or
Yeah.
swaps. My exchange, no1s.com. We have a simple spot. It works. We have super cheap swaps. There you go. If you want to invest, become a real investor. Don't just become a gambler. If you really want to gamble, stop gambling with crypto. Crypto is supposed to be a means of exchange to solve the biggest problem in the world and uplift all of humanity at once. Then just walk into a casino. You'll have more fun. At least you won't be on your computer, sitting and waiting to hit that leverage button and losing everything in the shadows, in your underwear. At least go out there and have a drink and have a good time if you're going to gamble. No more leverage. Control yourselves. Just stop it, please.
I think some of my friends totally need your advice because they are the people who might trade with 100x leverage. So definitely, like leverage should be controlled, and like you said, instead, like people should gamble on casino instead of like trading with heavy leverage on crypto exchanges.
Yeah, look, I don't have futures on my exchange. No one's for a reason. So, yeah, I'd make a lot more money, but I would just make God angry because I'm just giving gamblers a way to lose their money. That's not what we're here. Go outside, talk to some girls, go to a casino, live your life, go to the gym. And if you want to invest, well, there's ways to do that. You can get rich in this business, believe me, without doing leverage. Snap out of it, young man. Come back to sanity.
And that's true, but moving ahead, in crypto Twitter, there has been another big controversy around listing fees that Binance charges, like which they deny, they claim they do not profit from listing various assets. But then there are some industry leaders who have come forward asking that Binance demands a percentage of token supply and they demand hefty fees for listing on their exchanges. So what's your opinion on these? Do you think listing should be permissionless? It should be free on every exchanges?
Look, Hyperliquid has a pretty good model there. You know, people bid to get a listing every day. It goes from $30,000 and went up to $1 million, but it changes every day. That's a good game mechanic. Let it be an auction. But look, people are talking, hey, Binance listing fees are really high. I mean, that's the least of their issues. Yeah, they charge $1 million at least, and they take at least 8 to 10% of your token supply. But that's honestly angelic behavior compared to what comes next. If you actually get your token listed on Binance, that's when the real pain starts. They will play games with your token, manipulate the price, suck money out of your token and out of retail. And then when they can just crash the whole thing, they will dump on you before anyone else. Getting listed on Binance used to be the gold standard. Oh yeah, I'm on Binance. I won't be tripping. Now it's the mark of death. Oh, they got on Binance? It's going to zero tomorrow night, man, at the latest. And that's exactly what happens. So the high listing fees are the least of their criminal issues, honestly. There's way worse after you get listed. And this is what frustrates me. People are like, oh, yeah, it's just they have to work on their faulty oracles. It costs us a lot of money. Shut up, man. The oracles were working exactly as they should have. They were literally sitting there to liquidate people. And yes, they're underreporting their liquidations. It's true. Every second they only report one. There's hundreds of liquidations. But again, there's a lot worse. They are counter trading against their own traders. They are getting the liquidation fee and the liquidation amount themselves. Because they see the order book, folks. It's theirs.
You say they're counter trading against their own users, right? But do you have on-chain evidences that people should look out for, or to verify themselves that they are indeed counter trading? Because they would definitely deny counter trading their users. So, what would prove that they are indeed counter trading their users?
It's not on chain because it's
Yeah.
all on a centralized exchange. And if you think that, they're somehow, okay, so they're only reporting one liquidation out of potentially hundreds or thousands that happen every second. Only they can see and have full control of what's going on in their centralized order book. You just saw an extreme example of their criminality in broad daylight. You think they haven't been doing this for the past 7 years? You don't have to be a detective to figure this one out, folks. This is mad. Why do you think exchanges only make money off futures? They all do this to some extent, but Binance does it as a matter of course. It is literally their main business model is this. Of course, they're counter trading against their users. They were doing it on spot. And when they came into futures, my goodness, they came into a massive gold mine. Why do you think Binance wants to take down Hyperliquid so badly? Because the reason Hyperliquid got so much product market fit is because people saw Binance doing this, liquidating them and taking their fees and the money. And that's what Hyperliquid got so much traction, was that can't happen on Hyperliquid because people would see it happen. Hyperliquid's success is really just an answer to this rampant criminality and predation by Binance. That's what's playing out right before our eyes. If you still need proof, then you're stupid. Stupid. That's all I gotta say. Just retire. You shouldn't be trading anything. Go sell Go sell bananas in the marketplace or tomatoes. I'll buy some tomatoes from you, but not too much because I have acid reflux.
All right, Ray, it was wonderful talking with you. It was indeed an insightful conversation. And of course, it was zero sugar coating and every responses were as raw as it can get. So we'll wrap up today's episode and definitely we would love to have you back once again on Being Crypto Podcasts. So thank you once again.
Thank you, brother, but be careful what you wish for. I'm just getting saltier and saltier.